Yo, yo, yo.
Here, rand y colon equals get random float between minimum positions dot y and maximum positions dot y, and lastly rand z colon equals get random float minimum positions dot z and maximum positions dot z. Okay, we've already specified those minimum maximum. We're using a built-in function here to get us a random number. These are some constants we're using. This is all basic verse programming, and if you've been taking the course on verse, this should look very familiar to you here. Now all we need to do is create a new vector based on these random floats that it's given us, and that's pretty simple as well. We're going to say new position colon equals vector3. So we're going to instantiate a new vector3 class, and as we instantiate it, we're going to pass data into it. So it has an x property, as you remember. So x colon equals rand x, comma, y colon equals rand y, and z colon equals rand z. And I'll control click vector3 again. This is a struct. It's like z.
X. Nice.
And I'll control click vector3 again. This is a struct. It's like a class. It has data inside of it, and an x and a y and a z. That's all I'm accessing here. They wrote the code for this, not me. I'm just passing in those random values. Okay, that looks pretty good. So the last thing I want to do is really just teleport that creature to different spots, and maybe we'll do it on a loop just so we can have it go over and over and over again. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to say prop dot teleport, and what do we want to teleport? Or we want to say teleport to. We're going to do some square braces this time. And where do we want to teleport this new thing to? Well, we want to teleport it to the new position. So new position. And the next thing it's going to ask for is the rotation, like which way is it going to look? We don't want to change that at all. So we'll keep it the same as the current prop. So we're going to say prop dot get transform parentheses dot rotation. All right, we're going to teleport there. Now, because this can fail, it has a decides effect. Teleport to is code that Epic Games wrote that can fail. We have to wrap it in
Prop teleport to.
in an if statement. And if you're taking the course, we have not covered this yet, but this is called a failure context. So I have to put it in the parentheses of an if statement, and then down here you could put a colon and you could write some code. Or in our case, I'm just going to do the other syntax where you have curly braces at the top here without the colon, and we're going to leave it empty. So we're going to move the prop. Now, we haven't actually called this function yet, so on begin, when the game starts, we'll call move prop. Of course, this is only going to call it one time, right? We need to put this in a loop. So how do we put this in a loop? We use the loop keyword like so. And it's going to give us a little error here. Oh, because we're going over and over permanently. So I'm going to tab in the if here. And then we're going to teleport. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to sleep. There's a new keyword. We're going to sleep for, let's say, 2 seconds, like so. Okay. and it's going to give us an error here because what we're doing is we're blocking this function, which we're not allowed to do because it could block your entire game if you just permanently sleep here, right? So what we have to do is here after the parentheses of our function name is we have to use the suspends modifier to say, hey, this function should operate on its own, okay? It's going to suspend in a loop somewhere else, and we don't want to block that, okay? So because it suspends, it's going to allow us to now loop over and over and over again. And then it's going to sleep after each teleport here permanently. One more thing though, move prop. Okay, this is just going to go on forever and ever. And if we wrote code here, nothing would ever be called because it's just going to stick here forever. So to make sure that we could do other things, we're going to type in the spawn keyword. We're going to press tab on move prop. What that means is it's going to allow this to run independently and not freeze anything else, which would allow us to put anything we want right here. Whereas this would never have been reached before. But now it will. It'll throw this off on a new thread, so to speak, and it'll keep going. All right? Now I realize I actually did this incorrectly here. What we need to do is put all of this inside of the loop, otherwise it's going to move to the same position every single time. So I'm going to select our code here, Control X, and I'll just paste it above the code that's right here. Tab and tab and tab. There we go. Now we'll save it. So we want to loop a new position every single time. And then go ahead and push your changes to start the game. Excellent. And then go ahead and push your changes to start the game. Excellent. So as you can see, our little bear is moving to all kinds of different locations. Awesome. So we know this is working, which is wonderful. But now what we want to do is destroy it, and when it's destroyed, we want to give ourselves a score to see how quickly we were able to shoot it so we can improve our aim. Otherwise, what's the point of an aim trainer? So
Hmm. Thinking about getting that gray zone warfare game because they're so mixed on it. I genuinely. You can do it. Come on. Wherever. Go. Right, so let's see. I did this right. Hey, the little robot bear is moving around. Perfect. Cool. All right, so I've got that part down. Let's see what the next is.
In order to detect damage, we're going to use a device. I'm going to click Fortnite, then Devices. And we are going to type in as in prop manipulator. We're going to drag this over here into our scene. A prop manipulator will allow us to do different things with props. So on the right hand side over here, I'm going to scroll down and I want to affect all objects in a zone. See that purple zone there? Whatever's inside of that zone, we are going to affect. For the width, let's just go ahead and make it a little wider. That's a little too wide. Let's say 8, let's say 7.
It's going. So sick of this thing. All right, let's fucking do it. So weird.
This is how AI optimizes my schedule. This meeting got canceled. Hooray! We didn't really.
Hello everybody and welcome. So we have a all right, so let's set it up and see. Now they're giving this high quality robotic arm of the Space Shuttle Columbia, and this robotic arm was right now. The first one is Boeing and the second one is Volkswagen. But in the last 4 weeks, 3D Connection released this joystick for Unreal Engine 5. So right now they're giving this high quality space tech in the hands of developers. Alright everybody, so now we are in Unreal Engine 5 and I'm just gonna show you how you default navigate in Unreal Engine 5. With WSD, it is just like that. You're navigating like that, which feels good. It's not bad at all. The other navigation method is with Alt, left mouse button, and right mouse button, and middle mouse to pan. which is a little bummer, and this is the default for most of the 3D applications. But let me show you now how you can navigate with the joystick. So with the joystick you have all directions. So if I pull the joystick up, let me just
Move the model up and down by moving the controller head up and down. Move the model left and right by zoom the model in and out by pushing the controller head. Rotate the model around its y-axis by rotate the model on its x-axis by tilting the rotate the model on its z-axis by tilt. All 6 inputs have now been activated. You can move the model in any direction simultaneously. To gain proficiency, try moving the model in one direction at a time. You can also test your skills by trying the placement challenge game.
That hard. Whoa. That feels weird. There we go. There we go. Now, if it could just work in right, come on. It up. Mom, why are you not working? Heard that they got the next gen stuff. Is that true? Okay, let's try it again. Running. Hmm. Well, it looks like it's not working, so I might have to actually just